With the third chapter in Fortnite, a lot of newcomers come to us, and I really like it. It's nice to see that my favorite games is not outdated and continues to gain momentum. Also today I will show which settings I was touching and which are not. We will spend more time today on the control settings, as this is the most difficult thing in settings up Fortnite. Once I came to Fortnite, I didn't change much of the settings. The only thing I changed was the mouse sensitivity. For a while, everything suited me, until the FPS downs began, and it was almost impossible to play. I found a lot of useful information on settings up Fortnite, so that you can play comfortably and get only pleasure from the game. I hope this video will help you deal with the same problem as me. Be sure to like for my effort, and we begin. Look in your file manager and see where Fortnite is installed. If there is an SSD drive, then reinstall in there, and if not, then I highly recommend it for you to buy, since the SSD drive removes most of the freezes in the game. I also recommend an SSD drive on the M2 connector, since the connection will take about 25 seconds. So also a similar SSD drive is several times faster games. Go into the settings and go to the video, display, window mode section. You need to enable full screen. Thanks to this monitor resolution, the game will feel much more comfortably and produce a more stable picture. This works not only in Fortnite, but in absolutely any game, since the settings increase your FPS. And resolution, I advise you to set the resolution that is available to you. But if your FPS is really bad, then gradually lowering it. See how the FPS behaves with the new resolution. Graphics quality, we see the quality presets and select low. I advise you not to increase the graphics settings. The only thing you can do is slightly increase the view distance to medium. But if you are sure that your processor will survive, then put epic. The last parameter from the video section remains. This is 3D resolution. If everything is fine with your FPS, then never touch this item. But if everything is bad, then do not reduce the slider lower than 17%. Otherwise you will not see anything. Be sure to set these settings that you see on your screen so that everything is fine with you. I play with these settings absolutely without any problems. Thanks to these settings, I managed to get myself such a free skin, which you could also get by completing the Volcanic Assassin Pack tasks. Bro, I will be glad for your subscription to the channel. Like under this video if you like the video and comment in which rate is a free skin from 1 to 10. Would give the skin a 10. Let's move to the next section. Game. Section movement. Toggle sprint function sets the transition to running by pressing the shift. You can set it as that it is convenient for you. Personally, I have it on, but if you chose off, you'll have a free key where you can place a wall, stair, floor or roof building. It's up to you. Do not turn on auto open doors in any case. Because of this you can miss any macro moment and lose the shutout. Section combat. Auto pick up weapons. Be sure to disable this feature, as your character will collect all the lying shit from the floor and later your inventory. Preferred item slots are definitely customizable. Don't miss it. Here, slots are configured in which certain type of weapon will be immediately placed when it is picked up from the floor. It will be quite enough to put only shotgun on the slot that is convenient for you. Have assault rifle first, shotgun second, SMG third, sniper fourth, and consumable item occupies 5 slots if it is convenient for you. You can put it the same way as I did. The building section. The first 2 items should always be turned off. Just don't fill your head with unnecessary garbage. Turbo building, I have no idea how you can play without this item. With turbo building, turn off. Each building will need to be pressed separately with the left mouse button, and this is quite a long time. With it turned on, it will be enough to hold down the left mouse button, and everything will be built much faster. Confirm edit on release enabling this function. You just need to hold down the left mouse button to edit the building and just release the left mouse button, and the editing will be applied immediately. The points below practically didn't change anything for me, so I just don't see the point in disassembling them further. But I advise you to disable NVIDIA highlights and record any replays. It's not noticeable, but it lowers your FPS. Also, when was the last time you watched your replays? The next game UI section. I set the hot scale to 80% because at 100% everything is too huge for me. And in general, I sit close to the monitor, and so I see everything perfectly. So adjust this parameter to from this fact. Everything else in this section I just left by default. Finally, we get to the fun part, the keyboard controls. In moment you cannot touch anything. Just please don't change the crouch, leave it on control and don't touch it. Once you've played a couple of hundred hours, you'll understand why I'm stopping you from doing this. In the combat section, we are only interested in weapon slot and your tools itself. That is the pickaxe. You need to assign keys so that you can easily place them at the most critical moment in the game. So that there is no such thing that you want to get a first aid kit and it is in the last slot and you are trying to find this button to switch to the last slot. No, this shouldn't happen. Buttons should be close and easy to press. For me, the 2 is set to 1. The first, second, third slot use button 2, 3, 4 and the last 2 slots are on the side mouse buttons. On my own behalf, I want to say that such an arrangement is very convenient, so I recommend that you put it on yourself. Section building. Now in Fortnite, it is very difficult to get used to the buildings buttons, especially for beginners. Since before it was possible not to build at all, and calmly kill everyone, and of course win. Now absolutely everything is being built, and it is simply necessary to learn how to build. Since Fortnite without construction is not interesting, I looked at a lot of information relays. That's the most convenient key segment at the very beginning, and when all the buildings line up on your keyboard. That is before the standard settings were wall F1, floor F2, stairs F3, and I don't ever remember the roof, as no one used it then, but I assume that it was set to F4. Now it's inconvenient to play in such segments, so I recommend that you do everything like me. I have not changed these settings for a very long time and everything suits me. The only thing I constantly change is the roof. The idea case stop is where each building is pressed with a separate finger. That is, so that there is not such thing that you press 2 buildings at once with your index finger. Such appointments exist, but they are very difficult to play. The ideal option for you is to look at the settings of eSports, player who play with a webcam on the keyboard, so that you can immediately see how to press the buttons correctly. In general, test everything and see what is best for you and how comfortably you are to play. Also write your settings in the comments, I will be interested to know. The next thing we need here is building edit. That's this button which we carry, now the editing itself. I have F and I am very comfortable. The edit button should be nearby.